So good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. It is 11 o'clock on the dot. Few people might trickle in still, but that's all right. So thank you all for joining us today for the virtual career exploration session this morning. For those of you who are unfamiliar with our youth programming, our youth programs in Dauphin, Perry, Juniata, and York counties are here to provide youth like yourselves with workforce development tools, training, and support to help you succeed as you enter the workforce. Our virtual career exploration series was created to help you as you explore all the different options available to you and help you choose the best career path for you. Questions won't be addressed till the end, but please feel free to use the chat feature to submit a question at any time. Your questions will be all kept anonymous. Only staff will be able to see who sent them. And for today's session, we have Meredith Beecher from Redline Controls here to speak with us. So Meredith, at this time, I'll pass it over to you.
Thanks, Emily, and thank you so much for everybody who's joining in today. I know it's a little bit warm outside, but hopefully you guys are staying cool and enjoying your summer so far. So like Emily said, my name is Meredith Beecher. I am part of the HR team here with Redline Controls as a HR generalist. And I've been with Redline for 1 year now. And I first started out here with Redline as an intern through their summer internship program. And while interning here, I was also going to school. And after I graduated school from college, Redline offered me a full-time position. So here I am today talking to everybody. So to get started here, we are going to, let's see here if it'll click through. There we go. So this is what we're going to cover today. So pretty much what is Redline Controls, some jobs that we have right now at Redline, and then we will answer questions here at the end. So to start, what is Redline Controls? So we are a global company in industrial automation and networking, and we have been around for over 40 years. So kind of plain and simple, the way I like to explain what we do and what our products do is we make products for our customers for them to extract data out of in real time. And with that data, they can then understand how their processes or systems are working. So for example, if any of you have been to the grocery store recently and you walk down the frozen food aisle and you open up the door there in the freezer section, you will see an indicator or a temperature gauge that tells you how cold it is in the freezer. That's one of our products. You can also find that indicator in the heat racks if you've ever purchased a hot and ready chicken. So those are also there. So we are headquartered here in York, Pennsylvania, but we also have offices here in the Americas, so Mobile, St. Louis, Boston Lakes, Asia Pacific, as well as Europe. So what we'll do now here is I'm just going to show you the two different sectors of our industry that we're in. So the first one here is the automation products. I'm not going to go through all these different types of products and things like that, but just to kind of show you what we make and things of that nature. So our first one here is our protocol conversion. So with that one, the top there, data acquisition, visual management. So a good example of this is speaking different languages. So with the protocol conversion, no one can talk until we use a translator. So with this product here, some language may be going into that protocol there, and it has to get converted into a different system. And so those two systems can translate that language back and forth with the use here of our protocol conversion. Also too, our panel meters, this is pretty much what put Redline on the map with the panel meters. They can explain the count, the time, voltage readings, and actually Maple Donuts uses this product in their factory where they make all their donuts. And with Maple Donuts, they actually use it to convey the speed of how fast the donuts are undercooked or too slow that they are burnt or anything like that. And the next one up here, human machine interface or HMI, Everybody has probably used these. If you've purchased gas at a gas station or used the ATM or self-checkout at the grocery store, those are all examples of human-machine interface that we use specifically in our industrial environment. And then our last automation product down here is the RTU, excuse me. And those measure many things like a meter, but they work off different kind of applications. And these RTUs are typically found in oil wells in Western Canada to the Middle East. So hopefully this gives you all a better understanding of different automation products, which now will take us to the networking products. And like I said, I'm not going to go through all these different networking products, but a good example that I can give is Comcast, or whatever internet service that you get into your house. They bring that connection, and you can hardwire your devices to a switch, which will provide you access. So those monitored switches up there gives you report capabilities. External cameras can be an example of that. And then also to some of our products here on the networking side of things also are used in the military and defense as well. So here are just some examples of Red Lion in action. So if there's any Dallas Cowboys football fans out there, Red Lion actually uses our product to log the sewage waste in their pump station. So if it's a big game time and there are logs going off that they need to empty out their sewage waste, that's our product alerting them saying, hey, empty it out. On the sweeter side of things here, Ghirardelli chocolate actually uses our PAX meters and our HMIs to monitor the chocolate lines, just like at Maple Donuts, whether that be depending on their speed, how fast they're cooking, how fast they're getting them out the door, or how many donuts are on the conveyor belt, or things like that. And also too, if anybody has been to Disney World, It's a Small World ride actually uses our Ethernet switch that runs the songs and all the mechanics and things like that to make It's a Small World ride pretty much work. Let's see here, go to the next slide. So here are just some of the jobs that we have here at Red Lion. So primarily, a lot of you would be more inclined to the direct manufacturing plant jobs, but also too, I wanted to show you also the other jobs within Red Lion. So with the manufacturing plant, that's mainly just our general assemblers. So they are actually there to build up the product, test the boards, do building of the boards, package out the product and get them shipped out there to our customers. We also have surface mount technology here, operators and inspectors. So that's pretty much where the whole process starts at surface mount. And at surface mount here, that's where they put the different electronic components onto the board specific to their products or customers. We also have repair technicians, test engineers, test technicians, and also shipping and receiving associates for us to get our product out to our customers, as well as to receive any incoming supplies or material that we may need. And then also on the other side of things, we also have software and hardware engineers. We have mechanical engineers. So those are the guys who and girls who really really get down to the nitty-gritty of how can we make this product better, how can we do this, A, B, and C to it. And then we also have quality, supply chain, finance, marketing, sales, IT, and then of course human resources. So these are kind of all the jobs that we have here at Red Lion Controls. So yeah, let's move on here to the next slide. So requirements for each position, depending on which position or which interest level you have, different requirements for each position will be slightly different. However, for all the jobs here at Red Lion, education, so definitely a high school diploma or GED will be needed for any position here. Some of the positions offer different associates or bachelor's degrees that may be needed for that position. Mostly associate's degrees. and also to any industry certification. So here at Red Lion, we are soldering, so IPC certification, if anybody's familiar with soldering. You just kind of mold or melt the parts onto the board so then that way they stick on. That's a really great certification. If you have that, that's amazing, and continue to work on that as well. And we also have different soft skills that we like to see out of every employee here. So continuous improvement mindset. So with that one, how can we get better in each step and each day? So for example, I may have to file papers 2 times a day. Okay, how can I cut that down from doing it 2 times a day by 1 time a day? So that continuous improvement mindset. Also too, being very detail oriented. As you can see here in the picture, that's just an example of some of the boards that we work on. They're tiny little parts, and we need details to be precise and correct and things like that. Also too, time management. Being a team player here at Red Lion, we're definitely a very team atmosphere. So different departments work with each other on different projects, which is great. And also too, excellent oral and written communication skills is also needed. Okay. So we do have information here. If you want to learn more about Red Lion controls, just maybe whether it be locations, more specific jobs or anything like that, you can definitely check out our website here. It's just www.redlion.net. If you're looking for the careers page on our website, it's the same website, just select about us, careers, and then apply for a job. We are looking for anybody who is interested in working in the summer. If you need a summer job or anything like that, we do have positions available. It is a climate controlled facility, so you would not be working outside. We do have AC that works for those very hot days, so it's definitely comfortable in here. And I also here include my contact information as well. So if you do have specific questions or specific questions about positions, the job, the company, anything like that, you can definitely send me an email or you can definitely call me as well too. Okay. So also to get connected with us, Red Lion, we are on different social media websites. So YouTube's a really great one because you can actually see our product in different industries and with different customers and things like that. So you can actually see Red Lion in action doing what it's supposed to do. So we have Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. If anybody has a LinkedIn, by all means, you can definitely connect with me on LinkedIn. That would be great. It's just Meredith Beecher. And then we also have Facebook as well too. So definitely find us on social media, connect with us. We love to connect with you guys as well too. And then that's pretty much all I have for you all. Again, my contact information is up here as well too. So if there are any questions or anything like that, I think Emily said that the chat box will be open, or I'm not sure if we're going to unmute everybody if people have questions or anything.
Yep. Thank you, Meredith, for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So at this point, if anyone does have questions that they would like to ask Meredith about Red Lion controls, or even her career pathway of how she got started, if you have any additional questions for her at this time, if you could enter them into the chat or questions feature, whichever one is showing up on your screen, that would be great. But I do just want to fill some time as people type their questions if you have any. And thank Meredith. I think it's interesting that Red Lion controls, your parts are kind of used for so many different things, right? So you mentioned like in making chocolates or even in different Disney World rides.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, even today, if anybody goes to the grocery store or even sheets, for example, Red Lion kind of dominates the grocery industry and those indicators that tell you how cold it is in the freezer or on the heat racks or anything like that. So that's definitely a thing that you can look at when you go out in public and try and find our Red Lion products. And I like to say too that Red Lion, our products, they're not kind of screaming at you in your face like other products are, but we're kind of behind the scenes, working behind the scenes to make sure things are taken care of and things are getting done, and that the processes and systems are still moving constantly to keep kind of our everyday function going as well.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Just that you have hands in so many different things.
Yep.
And the other thing that I heard that I thought was great, that's important for all of our students listening is, Red Lion, even though it's coined as a manufacturer, right? There are so many different positions within the manufacturing company of Red Lion Controls.
Yeah.
As Meredith mentioned, IT, marketing, finance, just so many different opportunities that you could get your hands on in one company.
Exactly. So without the sales team, we wouldn't be able to get our products out there to our customers and everybody else. Without marketing, they wouldn't be able to market our products and market kind of Red Lion Controls and what we are and what we do and things like that. So all the pieces here at Red Lion and all the different departments here in Red Lion, like I said, work together as a team for one common goal.
Awesome. And it's also great to just work for a company that has that teamwork atmosphere, with so much support and so many people to lean on as you're learning a new role. I know coming out of high school, it's kind of nerve-wracking getting your first position. You don't know what to expect, but once you actually get into that role, you're going to be learning so much. So just to have those people that you can ask questions to and that are approachable for you to ask questions to, I think is a great fit for a first position. So
yeah, for sure. And like I mentioned too, Red Lion's a global company. And with Red Lion, we have around 250 employees. That's global. You think global and you think, oh my gosh, 1,000 employees. Not even the case at all. I can go down here on the production floor and to our other offices and I can name off every single person, which is great because with a global company, like I said, you may think it's big, but it's nice that we are a small company, but global. So that's one of the other factors why I really like Red Lion Controls.
Great. Meredith, so I do have one question, and I think you've probably touched on different parts of this, but one person is wondering, what is your favorite part from your perspective working for Red Lion Controls?
Oh, it's a good question for sure. So Red Lion Controls is very employee focused. So whatever may be going on, they focus on the employee and the employees. So Red Lion focuses on so many different things. It's nice to know that your employer is there for you when something is going wrong in your personal life, or if something's just not going right then and there while you're working. Just today, before I got on this session here with everybody, Jack, our CEO, he's walking around the production plant over here, talking to everybody, stopping into everybody, and that's really great to see because our leadership team here at Red Lion is not afraid to come over here in the production plant and get their hands dirty and build some boards and package up some products to get shipped out by the end of the month or whatever the case is. So that's really great because they know that we are an employee and that we are a person, and they care about us. They truly do care about the person, the employee, and who we are.
Great. Again, hitting on that, that teamwork collaboration piece of working for Red Lion Controls. Another question is, if one of our high schoolers, they decide, Red Lion Controls, that's the place for me. They go online, submit their application. What does that look like for them with that next step?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So what would happen is, so when you submit your application, they all come to me. What I do is I review the application, your resume. If it's with what we're looking for that position, I will give you a call. We'll do a phone screen just to so I can get to know you a little bit better. For me to understand what you're kind of looking for here with Red Lion, what your goals are, and also to your work experience. And then from there, we will then set up an interview for you to get a chance to sit down with myself and one of our manufacturing supervisors or whatever the position is, for you to talk one-on-one with us, and then also for you to get a chance to see the facility, the manufacturing plant, so you can get an understanding of what we actually do day to day.
Great. That was a good outline of what that looks like. Just starting off on your first job, that can be intimidating, not knowing what's next. So I think that's great to include these. Let me check here if there. Yep. So one last question here that came in. Would Red Lion, or there opportunities for high schoolers to come in and maybe get a tour of the facility to kind of see firsthand what it is before they go through the hiring process?
Yeah, of course. That's definitely a good question. Right now, just with COVID and everything like that, we're slowly starting to open up our facilities for kind of in-person tours and things of that nature. So if that person is interested in trying to get that set up, you can definitely send me an email, and we can talk a little bit more about that more in depth.
Great. Thank you, Meredith.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, at this time, I don't see any other questions coming through. If anybody does have questions at the end, after this presentation, feel free to reach out to your county's connections coach, and I'm going to copy their info in right here. So please take a look in the chat box as soon as that wants to paste for me. Technology is great when it works, right? All right, for some reason that's not typing in. But anyway, that you found this link here for this presentation. Just use that method to go ahead and contact, whether it's a social media profile or a direct email contact. Go ahead and connect with the person who got you connected to this presentation. If with any additional questions, and we can get them over to Meredith to find you your answers. So since there's no other questions today, thank you all for joining us. Our next session will actually be on June 25th at 11 a.m. with Cody from First Quality. If you do have any questions, comments, or feedback or you have feedback for us, or if you would like any information about our services that are available to you, please don't hesitate to reach out, like I said before. And just thanks again to everyone who joined us today. And I hope you really found this session helpful as a part of your career exploration process. So keep enjoying your summer, and we'll see you all next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.